Shalom and welcome to this week's Hebrew class. As we've done every other week, we're going through the book of John in Hebrew, and today it is our opportunity to begin with the last chapter of Yehuchanan, John, and it is chapter 21, and we will cover verses 1 to 5. So let us then begin. And as usual, we have the Nakud, the vowel markings, with the useful resources, which I hope you take advantage of, and a way that we can express the vowels through just giving you some examples of the sounds. So let us begin. And of course, 1 is represented with an aleph, the first letter of the alphabet. So as we do, as our custom is, we'll go through the letters first. We have a vav, yod, hey, yod. Aleph, chet, resh, yod. Kaf, nun sofit. Vav, yod, samek. Fe sofit. Yod, hey, vav. Shin, ayin. Lamed, hey, resh, aleph. Vav, tav. Aleph, lamed. Tav lamed, mem, yod, dalet, yod, vav. Remembering that when it's in white, it's not pronounced at all. So let us begin. Vehi. And it was, often translated, and it came to pass. Acharei, which is after, ken, so. So after so, which is mostly translated as afterwards. Vayosef, and he added. Yahushua, or Yahusha, leheraot, to show. Right, now we can see the word to see in there, but it's got this hey is causative, so it caused them to see, right? So therefore they translate it as to show, and then in context, himself, which is not there, but we add it. And down here we see hera is a verb to show or to demonstrate. And then we have el, to, tal, mi, dave, to his disciples. And in English, and it came to pass afterward, Yeshua appeared once more to his disciples. And now we can read it without any aids. Vahi acharei kain vayosef Yahushua leheraot El tal mi dave. And it was after so, and he added Yahusha to show himself to his disciples. And now we come to 1b, and we have an ayin, lamed, yod, memsafit, tet, yod, Vet, resh, yod, hey, vav, zion, hey, dalet, vet, resh, hey, resh, aleph, vav, tav, vav, aleph, lamed, yod, hey, memsafit. And now let's read it. Al yom, which at sometimes can be on, but in this case we can use by. Yum, by the sea, right? Yum is sea. Tivarya, which is translated as Tiberius, but in Hebrew it's Tivarya. And of course, the Sea of Tiberius is also the Sea of Galil, or Galilee. Ve, and this, and I've added is, devar, the event of. So the event. If we look down here, davar, as a masculine noun, it can mean thing, it can mean event, it can be happening, it can mean occurrence, But of course it can mean also word. And then we have heraoto, his appearing. Alehem, unto them. So we read, to his disciples by the Sea of Tiberius. And this is the account of his appearance to them. So the account can be the happening, the event, the occurrence. And so now it is time for us to read that. And we read it, Al Yam Tivarya Veze Devar Heraoto Alehem. By the Sea of Tiberius, and this is the event of his appearing unto them. And now we come to 2 represented with a Vayet, second letter of the alphabet. Shimon, which is also Simon, of course. Kepha, which is also Peter. Toma, and Toma, which is Thomas. Ha-nik-ra, with the ha in front of it, it's the one called. Kara is to call. Didymos, the twin or double, and that tends to be a Greek word that means twin or double. Untanel, and Netanel is how it's translated usually. Mi Kana, so from Kana. So Simon Peter and Thomas, who is called Didymos. Netanel from Cana, or Cana, as we often say it. And now let's read it. Shimon, Kepha, Toma, Ha-nik-ra, Didymos, Untanel, Mi-kana. Shimon, Kepha, and Toma, the one called the twin or double, and Netanel, from Cana, or Cana is how normally we say it in the English. And we have 2b. We have an Aleph, Shin, Resh, Bet, Aleph, Resh, Zadi Sofit, Hey, Gimel, Lamed, Yod, Lamed, Vav, Vet, Nun, Yod, Zion, Vet, Dalet, Yod, Vav, Ayin, Vav, Dalet, Shin, Nun, Yod, Mem Sofit, Aleph, Chet, Resh, Yod, Mem Sofit. And we read, Ashir, that, or we could say that is, Be'eretz, in the land. And we could say of, Ha-Galil, meaning the Galil, the Galilee, right? Uvnei, and the sons, and we could add of, because of the ending with the zere, so it can be of then, and the sons of, Zavdai, which of course is Zebedee in English, the odd, and still, Shenayim, 2 Acherim, meaning others. So in English, Natanel from Cana, which is in the land of the Galilee, the sons of Zebedee, and still 2 others. And I've given you Acher, which as an adjective means another, other, or different. And now we read that. Ashir, be'eretz ha-Galil uvnei zavdai ve'od shenayim acherim. And of course the translation, that is, in the land of the Galil, and the sons of Zavdai, and still two others. And we come to 2c, and it is a mem, tav, lamed, mem, yod, dalet, yod, vav, yod, shin, vet, vav, yod, chet, dalet, vav. And we read, me, tal, me, Dave, from his disciples. Yashvu, they were sitting. And it's possible that that can be like Yashvu as well, because of the Kamatz rule, right? And then we have Yachdav, meaning together. Two more of his disciples were sitting together. And we have Yeshav as a kol verb. It means to sit, to be seated, to dwell, and even to live. So in context, that was sitting. Right? And now we can read that. Mi tal mi dayev, Yashvu yachdav. From his disciples, they were sitting together. And now we come to 3a, which is represented with a gimel, the third letter of the alphabet. And we go through the letters. Vav, Yod, Aleph, Mem, Resh, Aleph, Lamed, Yod, Hey, Mem, Sofit, Shin, Mem, Ayin, Vav, Nun, Sofit, Kaf, Fe, Aleph, Hey, Nun, Yod, Hey, Lamed, Kaf, Sofit, Lamed, Dalet, Vav, and Gimel. And now let us read that. Vayomer, and he said. There's no pronoun there, but we know without a pronoun it's he. Alehem, unto them. Shimon, which is of course Simon. Kepha, or Peter. Hinni, behold, I am. And of course, we know the first part is behold, and the ni at the end is the pronoun, I am. Holek, meaning going. La dug, to fish. And we know that the root of that is dug, as a masculine noun means fish. And the translation is, Simon Peter said to them, behold, I am going to fish. So now it's our opportunity to read it together, and it is Vayomer, Alehem, Shimon, Kepha, Hinni, Holek, Ladug. And the translation, and he said unto them, Shimon, Kepha, behold, I am going to fish. And now we turn to part B, and we have a Vav, Yod, and a Aleph, a Mem, a Resh, a Vav, and a Aleph, Lamed, Yod, Vav, Gimel, Mem, Sofit, Aleph, Nun, Chet, Nun, Vav, Nun, Lamed, Kaf, Sofit, Ayin, Mem, Kaf, Sofit, Vav, Yod, Zade, Aleph, Vav. And we read it. Vayomru, and they said, Elev, unto him, Gam also, Anachnu, we. Nelek. We go, we shall go. Imak, with you. The you, the pronouns at the end. Vayetsu, and they departed. And if we look down here, we have yatsa, which is a col verb to go out, to leave, to exit, to emerge, or to depart. So I've used depart here. And of course, halak we know as being a col verb to go, to walk, to proceed. But just to give you a bit more evidence of how the different vowels give us different meanings, we have hilek, which is a PL verb, to stroll, to wander around. And then we have also helek. As a masculine noun, it means a wanderer or a nomad. Right, and the translation we have is, I'm going to fish. They said to him, we shall go with you. So they went out. So now it is time for us to read it together. Vayomru elev gam anachnu nelek imak vayetsu. And of course the translation. And they said to him, also we shall go with you. And they departed. And then we come to 3C. And the letters are Vav, Yod, Resh, Dalet, Vav. Veit, Aleph, Nun, Yod, Hey. Vav, Lamed, Aleph. Lamed, Kaf, Dalet, Vav. Mem, Aleph, Vav, Mem, Hey. Beit, Lamed, Yod, Lamed, Hey. Hey, Hey, Vav, Aleph. And we read, Vayerdu, and they went down. If we look down here, we can see the root, yarad. As a col verb, it means to descend, to go down, to diminish, to get off. And they went down, va, aniya, into, because the vav can be in or into, and aniya is a boat. Sometimes it's ship, but in this case it's definitely a boat. Velo, and not. Lakdu, could be lakdu, but with the kamatz rule it could also be lakdu. They did catch. Me'uma, and it means anything. If we look down here, we've got lakad as a col verb to catch, to trap, and then we've got Ma'umma as a masculine noun means nothing or anything. So here it's anything. Ba-la-la, meaning in the night, because we know Lila is night. Ha-hu, that, and that's a masculine form of that. So they went out and got down into a boat, but they did not catch anything that night. So now it's time to read it. Vayerdu, va'aniya, velo, lokdu, me'uma, ba-la-la, ha-hu. And they went down into a boat, and not they did catch anything in the night that. And we turn to 4A, represented with Dalet, the fourth letter of the alphabet. And the letters, Hey, Beit, Kuf, Resh, Aleph, Vav, Resh, Vav, Yod, Hey, Vav, Shin, Ayin, Mem, Dalet, Ayin, Lamed, Sin, Fe, Tav, Hey, Yod, Mem, Safit. And we read, Ha-mbo, care, the morning, or light. And I've added for it still was, because in the translation they have at the morning light. The Yahushua and Yahusha, Ahmad, was standing or stood, all upon Sefat, the edge of. If we look down here, Sefa is a feminine noun meaning lip, riverbank, edge, rim, beach, and it's sometimes referred to, used as language. Right, and then we have Ha-yam, meaning the sea. And I've also given you al there as a prep, meaning on, over, about, at, which was this one. Could be on, right? And I've given you also that safat is a construct form connecting to the next word, therefore, of, the edge of. And then it is, at the morning light, Yeshua was standing on the seashore. So let us read that now. Ha-boker, or the Yahushua Ahmad al Sefat Ha-yam. And we have our translation, the morning light. And I've added still was. And Yeshua was standing on the edge of the sea. So now we come to part B, and we have a vav, a hey, a tav, a lamed, mem, yod, dalet, yod, mem, safit, lamed, aleph, yod, dalet, ayin, vav, kaf, yod, hey, vav, shin, ayin, hey, vav, aleph. And we read, Ve'ha talmidim, and the disciples, lo, not, yadu, they did know, ki that, Yahushua, who, he, and the English on the seashore. But the disciples did not know that he was Yeshua. So let us read that. V'ha-talmidim lo yadu ki Yahushua hu. And of course the translation. And the disciples they did know that Yeshua, he. And now we come to 5. And it's represented with a hey, the 5th letter of the alphabet. And the letters. Vav, Yod, Aleph, Mem, Resh. Aleph, Lamed, Yod, Hey, Mem, Safit. Yod, Hey, Vav, Shin, Ayin. Bet, Nun, Yod, Hey, Yod, Shin, Lamed, Kaf, Mem, Safit. Dalet, Vayet, Resh. Lamed, Aleph, Kaf, and Lamed. And we read, Vayomer. And he said, remembering, no pronoun he, and he said, Alehem, unto them, Yahushua, that's who, or Yahusha, Banai. Banai is my sons. And just to help you a bit, down here it is Bani. That's a noun, and it means my son. It's in the singular form, so this is the plural form. That's why it's my sons. Ha-yesh, and I've translated that as is there. If you look down here, yesh, as an adjective, it can mean there is, it is necessary, one may, or have. So I've put it is there, and then lakem, meaning for you, right? And the hey at the front of that is a questioning hey. Now I want to make sure that you don't mistake this one for bread. It is for you. Kem is you, plural form. Davar, a thing, because davar, of course, as down here, can mean a thing, an item, an occurrence, anything, or a word. So in this context, it's a thing. Le'ekol, meaning to eat. So in English, Yeshua said to them, "My sons, do you have anything to eat?" And so now we can read it. Vayomer Alehem Yahushua Banai Hayesh Lakem Davar Le'ekol. And the translation, and he said unto them, Yahushua, my sons, is there for you a thing to eat? And we come to 5b, which is a Vav, a Yod, an Aleph, a Mem, a Resh, and a Vav, Lamed, Aleph. Right, now let's read it. Va Yom Ru. And they said, Lo, no or not. Do you have anything to eat? They said, nothing. So of course the lo could be represented as nothing or no. And so we read it again. Vayomru lo. And they said no. Now we have the joy of seeing what we can remember from all that. And if we've been following it for some time, we should have remembrance of many of the words. So let's have a look. Aleph, meaning we're in verse 1. Vehi, and it was, achare, after ken so, or afterwards, va Yosef, and he added, Yahushua, lehera'ot, to show. It's literally to show because it comes from ra, to see, but it'll also be translated to appear, right? Right? El to Talmidayev, to his disciples. Right? And it was after so, or afterwards, and he added Yahushua to show, and then they've added himself to his disciples. Right? And then we have al, which can be by, could also be on. Yam, the sea. Tivarya, which is Tiberius, which is also the Sea of Galilee. Vazay, and this, devar, the event, the occurrence, hera'oto, of his showing or his appearing, alehem, unto them. By the Sea of Tiberius, and this is the event of his appearing unto them. And we have the Vet, which is the second letter of the alphabet. So we know we're in verse 2. Shimon, Simon, Kepha, Peter, Toma, and Thomas, Ha-Nikra, the one called Didymos, which means the twin or the double, Un-Tan-El, and Netanel, Mi-Kana, from Cana. Shimon, Kepha, and Toma, the one called the twin, and Netanel, from Cana. And we're in part B of 2. Asher, that, Be'eretz, you could say that is in the land, Ha-Galil, of the Galil, the Galilee, Uvnei, and the sons of, because of the zera finish, it's a construct form, Zavdai, which is translated Zebedee, Ve'od, and still Shanayim, meaning two, Cherim, others. That is, in the land of the Galil, and the sons of Zabdi, and still 2 others. Me tal me Diev, from his disciples, Yeshua, they were sitting, from Yeshav, Yachdav, together. From his disciples, they were sitting together. And then we have a Gimel, value of 3, because it's the 3rd letter. Va Yomer, and he said, Alehem, unto them, Shimon, that's Simon, Kepha, Peter, Hinni, behold, I am, Holek, going, La Dug, to fish. And he said unto them, Shimon, Kepha, behold, I am going to fish. And 3b, Vayomru, and they said, Elev, unto him, Gam also, Anachnu, we, Nelek, we go, or we shall go, Imak, with you. Vayetsu, and they departed, or they went out. And they said to him also, we shall go with you. And they departed. And then we have Vayerdu, and they went down or descended. Va'aniyah, into a boat. Ve'lo, and not. Lokdu, they did catch. Me'uma, anything. Ba, laila, in the night. Ha-hu, that, so in that night. And they went down into a boat, and not they did catch anything in the night that. And then we have a dalet, which is value of 4 because it's the 4th letter of the alphabet. Ha-boker, the morning or light, and I've added still was. Ve-Yahushua, and Yahushua, Amad, he stood. Al upon Sefat, meaning the lip or the edge. The edge, because we're talking about the sea. Ha-Yam, meaning the sea, the edge of the sea. The morning light still was, and Yahushua was standing on the edge of the sea. And then we have 4b, and we have Ve-ha-talmidim, and the disciples, lo not, yadu, they did know, ki that, Yahushua, who, he, or he was. And the disciples, not they did know that Yeshua, he. And then we have a hey, value of 5, 5th letter of the alphabet. And we go, Vayomer, and he said, Alehem, unto them, Yahushua, Banai, my sons, Ha-yesh la-kem, is there for you davar, anything or a thing, le'ekol, to eat. And he said unto them, Yahushua, my sons, is there for you a thing to eat? Vayomru, and they said, lo, not, or no. And they said, no. And then finally we come to our valve marks, and we will pick the top line this week. So we see a valve there with the cholon above it. And the valve loses its sound and it takes on the vowel sound. And so we get the sound O, which is like ho. And then the second one is a shava, and we know that breaks up the word into syllables. It can be silent if it's the end of that, at the end of the first syllable, but it can also be a short E sound to give it shiva. And then we have sego, which is like a short E. Then we have zere, a longer E. Patak, a short A. Kamatz, a longer A. And then finally, we also have the numbering system. And so let us just pick this line, and we know that a mem has 40, a value of 40, nun 50, samek 60, ayin 70, fe, or they've called it pev, but we call it fe or pei, it means 80. And then zade has a value of 90. It's just to remind you every week so that we recognize the letters and their values. And I've included also, again, the resources. Very useful tool that we need to use if we're going to practice. And of course, to do it in Hebrew dictionary so we can define the root words more accurately. And I thank you for joining us, and I pray that you are blessed by going through these lessons. And that's why we put them up each week, and we just pray you have a Shavua Tov, a good week, in Yeshua HaMashiach, our Messiah. Amen.